My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. We are back. We are coming off.
We're back.
An incredibly successful week, followed by a nice, well-deserved break. So let's walk through our initial lineups for UFC Vegas 28. This is a wild card. There were multiple fighters in the 9,000 plus. I think it may be the most amount I've ever seen on a single card, especially not one with title defenses. So anyway, let me walk you through this. I have Augusto Sakai in the number one slot at $8,000. Augusto Sakai, I think he wins this fight. I think he's the more dynamic striker. I think he will dictate the pace. I think he will move forward. There's definitely some recency bias in this pick, but I do think Sakai gets this done, and I have him in my lineup at $8,000. I have Roman Dolidze at $8,400. You're going to hear other people talk about Roman striking. He marches forward, tons of power, lots of volume. Yeah, he's also an incredible world-level grappler and a giant. I think he started his career at heavyweight. He's worked down to middleweight. His opponent is coming up to middleweight from welterweight. I think Roman got robbed in his last fight, and I think he gets it done in this fight big time, almost by any way he wants. He's got the power and the striking, the power and his physicality, and the grappling is an absolute leaps and bounds. Then I'm going with Arroyo over Breeze. That is striker versus striker. I don't see either one of them wanting to grapple at all. Tom Breeze is a very technical boxer. Arroyo, on the other hand, Antonio Arroyo, has very good kicks, And I think he will chop the tree down. He will use those leg kicks, slow down Tom Breeze, and just beat him up, basically. Take away the power, take away the speed, and he'll win that fight. Then I have Amirkhani over Kirk. I think Amirkhani is just levels above Kirk. It's definitely a closer fight than some people have it. And we talked about it in the betting breakdown. A plus 3.5 bet on Kirk might be good because I think Kirk will run around. But I do think Amirkhani is just better, where he needs to be better to get that fight done. Then I have Mason Jones over Patrick, one of my 9,000 plus fighters. That's a lock. I think that's a lock. I think he blows through him. I think he gets a stoppage. I spent every bit of that $9,500. And because I spent that money, I needed to get some cheaper guys. So I have Rodriguez over Todorovic. So I do think Todorovic should probably win. But with that being said, Rodriguez is a BJJ black belt. He has a ton of power, and he has some pretty crisp striking. So I think Rodriguez is a very live underdog. And at $7,600 with the way that my lineup is now, I'll take that. I will take that. So that's my lineup. It's staying this way unless there's some drops. There's not really any other moves that I'd be dying to make. But it's a hard card to do because of how expensive some of these fighters are. So that's where I am. Let me go ahead, close this out, and we will build your lineup, Daniel. Go ahead and walk us through what you've got going on.
You got 2 minutes.
All right. We'll start off with Marcin Tybura. So let's talk a little bit about his childhood and some of the things he's gone through in life and how he got to where he is today. Jacob, I hope you're not ready for betting time soon because this might be a little while. Now, let's start up. I got Tybura over Harris. $8,700, a little expensive, but I think he's going to weather the storm from Harris, and I think he's going to probably take over, maybe even late in the first, but second and third round for sure. I think he's going to have his way, and if he gets on top, I think he could get a finish. So I've got him at $8,700. Then I got Ponzinibbio, which I think is at a great value, $7,900. I think at a minimum, this is going to be a 3-round battle, striking battle. So I think he'll score a ton of points, and I think he wins this fight. I think he's the better striker. He's got a ton more experience. I think there's a lot of recency bias in his last loss, and I'm surprised he's the underdog, to be honest. So I've got him in there at $7,900. Then I've got Yusuf Zalal against Woodson. Another one, I think for $7,400. I mean, I think he's the side in this fight. As long as he has a good game plan where he uses his cardio and his wrestling and stays aggressive and pressures forward, I think he can beat Woodson pretty easily. And I also think he's very live for a sub in some of the different scrambles. I mean, if he gets Woodson down, Woodson pops up, I could easily see him getting to his back, getting a choke, getting some sort of guillotine in a transition. So I think there's a lot of ways for him to win this fight. At $7,400, that was pretty dirt cheap. Then I got Dolidze, similar to Angelo. I think the two big factors here are size and grappling. He's a heavyweight or light heavyweight that's coming down to 185. Staropoli's going up. I think on the ground, he's got a lot of subs, a lot of ways he could pull out a finish here. And striking, I think he can hang too. So $8,400, I think this is going to be a good fight. I think he'll score well and could get a finish. Then I got Amir Khani over Kirk. We talked about this in our breakdowns earlier. I think Kirk is a great value, to be honest. I think he's got very good striking. I do think Amir Khani will win the fight. I'm hoping the back and forth striking translates well to points for him. But where I think Amir Khani could finish the fight is if he gets it to the ground. I think he's very live for a sub. And Kirk's takedown defense, I haven't seen a ton on that yet. So I think he will win this fight. And I've got the budget, so I'll spend the $9,400. And then lastly, I've got Rozenstruik over Sakai. So I could afford either of them here. And I think it's going to be a close fight. But I'm going with Rozenstruik. I just think stylistically this will be very different than his recent losses. It's not the Ngannou superpower, and it's not the Gane footwork, athleticism. I think these are two heavyweights that are going to meet each other and land exchanges. So I think Rozenstruik will do well in that style fight. So for $8,200, I've got him in a 5-round fight. And I've spent every dollar of my budget. So that's my lineup. I'll be taking Angelo's money this week. And Jacob will be laughing the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, we're only heads up on one fight, and I pretty much agree with all your picks except that one. So our Dan and I, if you don't know, every single week we have a standing bet against each other. Whoever has the better lineup pays the other person.
I force you to commit to a long-term bet.
I've been taking quite a bit of money from Dan recently, so he's a little annoyed. Jacob, why don't we build your lineup, and then I'll ask you to bet with us, and then you'll decline.
This is like lottery for life, the way I did this. I made him commit to a bet every week, no matter what.
Win for life?
Yeah, win for life. Every week I get to beat him in DraftKings.
All right, well, you know what? It's Jacob's time to shine. Jacob, why don't you walk us through your lineup?
I always shine. It doesn't matter if it's my time or not. Yeah, so let me start by saying, Angelo, I would love to bet this week because
let's do it.
I have never been so confident in a lineup in
Are
my
we betting this week?
life. First of all, I have Jordan Levitt in my lineup. I think he just absolutely dominates this fight. He's $9,000. I think he should be one of those guys that's $9,300, $9,400, $9,500. He's going to do whatever he wants in this fight. He's going to pick him up. He's going to twirl him around, slam him down. I have a bet for him to win first round TKO. Just because the odds were higher, there's more likelihood he gets submission win, but he's just going to dominate his fight on the ground. Then we're going to the Ukrainian sensation. And you guys honestly have been giving me crap about Ukrainian boxing, but it's a real thing. Do you know actually who is from Ukraine and a very good boxer? Is Klitschko, and his brother, who ironically enough is also named Klitschko. So the Klitschko brothers are from Ukraine, and those are actually legit boxers. So I'm going Moroz.
They have first names, Jacob. You know that? They're both just not called Klitschko.
They're both Klitschko. Yeah, because that's their last name.
Their last name, right?
I know. That's why it was a joke, Dan. I said, ironically enough, his name is.
Do you know their first names?
Keep up, Dan. If you can't keep
up,
tell me
you're way off. He does not know their first names, but you're still off, Dan. So who did you pick?
It's Vladimir Vitali.
You went with Moroz?
Right. Okay.
So anyway, I don't know where I was. So I'm going Moroz because she's the Ukrainian Olympic female boxing coach. So technically she's in the same gym. She's kind of Klitschko's coach in a way. So she should dominate this fight. Even if she needs to grapple, I think she wins this fight. And she's getting revenge because Victoria Leonardo did not lose that fight to Manon. Her hair was in, we talked about, watch the breakdown video. I explained the whole thing. So I have Moroz in my lineup. Then I went with Trinaldo. Listen, if you can get a guy that's never been finished, 42 years old, in like 197 pro fights for $7,100, you got to take that. I don't. Even if you just get a guy that just survives for $7,100 that also has like incredible power, I don't know how you don't take him in that fight. And I think he actually wins the fight. So I put him in my lineup. Then I went with Tom Breeze. I think this fight was made for him. I think this is KB Buller 2.0. He should have no problem winning this fight and dominating this fight wherever he wants to take it. Then I went with my kind of chasing a finish. I went with Dusko Todorovic. And he has the talent to do it, but he's coming off that, his last loss. So we'll see if he changes up some things or he comes out still, too cool for school. And with the hands down and the head movement, if he's a little bit more technical, he should win this fight and finish the fight early like he's done a million times. And then my last fight, I stayed away from the main event so far. We'll see if the lineups change later in the week, but I went with Miguel Baez. I don't know how he's $8,300 and only a -125. He should be a 3-1 favorite. Santiago missed time with injuries. Baez is a jiu-jitsu based fighter that knocks people out and is now at MMA Masters where he's wrestling with Gilbert Burns and all those guys, Colby, all those guys. So I mean, I just think he dominates.
You keep saying Baez. It's Baeza.
Baeza.
Yeah, that's
what I said.
Like that. That's exactly what you said.
Yeah,
so I like your lineup, Jacob. You and I are pretty aligned this week. We're heads up on the Arroyo Tom Breeze fight. Yeah. A lot of that had to do with budget, and in my budget, Tom Breeze is Tom.
So definitely tune in the final lineup because I'm going to make a lot of changes before Saturday if Angelo's complimenting my lineup. So you'll want to tune in for that.
We're doing a final every single week. We do our initial lineups. Then things always change throughout the week, whether there's a fight drop, whether somebody looks like trash at the weigh-ins, and we make our adjustments
or
from there.
Dan convinces Angelo to change his lineup because
I've taken Dan's money, 3 to the last 4, so that is what it is. So make sure you tune into that video. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to close. Dan
talks you out of your pick, so he improves your lineup. So really, Dan just beats himself every week, is what happens.
Yeah,
guys, the whole narrative is not even accurate. I mean, the money.
Yeah, well done on the self.
Dan, honestly, Dan is kind of like the new lock of the week, to where even when he loses, he kind of still wins, honestly, because he changes his line, or you change your lineup based on his advice. Okay. So
anyway, if you have questions about specific fighters,
Dan, lock of the week. He's my triple backup lock of the week.
Do I have to remove you from this?
Do it, I dare you.
Okay, bye. Super easy now with this new software. Let me move my mouse. One more comment.
Very easy. Yeah,
one more comment out of you and you're gone.
Wow.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye. So tune in for our final breakdown videos, our final DraftKings videos, our final betting guides. If you have questions about a specific fighter or a specific matchup, you want to know why we went in one direction or another, we did it quickly here. We do it in detail on our full breakdown videos. So check those out for more information. And check the link below, the description below. In there is a link to our DraftKings League. It is free. Join the league. Participate. If you win, we will give you money. If you're a member, we will give you twice as much money. So check that out. Participate in the league. Let us know whose lineup you like best. Let us know how you feel about me shutting Jacob off in the stream because he wouldn't.
The funniest part is I think he's still in the lobby. He can just hear us, but
he can. He's just not allowed in the video. He turned off his camera, so he actually probably wanted me to do that because he turned off his camera. So God knows what he's doing. Either way, thank you for the watch. Comment down below, and we will see you Saturday for all of our final videos.